FNCS group starts today, but Fortnite just changed who's in what group, and now all the pros are freaking out. I'll talk about the new groups, who I think is going to win, and show you guys the drop maps so you're up to date. We also have Peterbot back on top, winning solo cash cups again, despite some of the worst cheaters I have ever seen. On top of that, there is a new cheat that has me extremely concerned for the future of Fortnite. We also have to talk about the new reload update that's coming out in a few days and why we're going back to the Chapter 2 map. There's a lot to talk about. Let's jump into it. Now, unfortunately, I am a little bit sick, so my voice is going to sound a little bit off. I apologize. I don't feel too bad, but my voice sounds terrible, just so you guys already know. But let's talk about the solo cash cup finals. We basically had the reverse of what we had last week. Muzz came first last week, Peterbot second. This week, for a lot of you guys, we are upset to hear this. Peterbot is back to winning. He won on 468 points. That means this is his, I think so far this season, he's now come first, then he came like 100 something, and then second, first. So basically, it's either first, second, or just nowhere near the money for Peterbot. And if you look at the way he plays, it makes sense. We had a 14 elim win, we had an 11 elim win, we had a 15 elim win, a 13 elim 27. So I don't even know what we were going for that game. Pete was dominating. It is worth mentioning towards the end of the tournament though, Peterbot started to run out of games. He started to play more safe, and he started dropping south of Whiffy Wharf. And I know it's hard to believe. You watched my streams, you saw it. We had Peterbot sitting in a box. He does know how to play passive if he has to. Muzz was nipping at his heels, so he had to play passive even until the very last game. On the last game, he rotated dead side. He was sitting in a box the entire game, and he closed out the win, which was really fun to see that Peterbot can actually play seriously when he needs to and play placement. But Muzz in second on 433 points, an insane performance. The fact that's not a win is just ridiculous. And if you look at the match history and the points, it's a very big difference. So we have Muzz on an average placement of 7.29 and Peterbot with an average placement of 37.20. But as always with Peterbot, you know what it is. It's the story of eliminations. We had Peterbot get 65 eliminations, whereas Muzz got 37. Now, I'm pretty sure this player in third is not legit. So we had Victor V rounding out the top three. Awesome to see a young underrated player pop up. Doing this on NA West ping, on NA Central as well. Victor V is back home on the West Coast, so not zero ping. Really awesome to see that out of him. Then we had Sphinx, a name we're used to seeing in the top four as well. So very, very stacked leaderboard on NA. Moving on over to EU, we had a name who a lot of people love seeing on top of the leaderboard, Shark, the 13-year-old Romanian demon. He is crazy. Had a bit of a slow start to the solo cash cup. Got a 79th, a 99th, and a 90th. So just terrible start, but backed it up with a 8 elim win, 10 elim win, and 4 elim second. So really got himself back on pace. Kind of slowed down for a little bit and then came back with a 5 elim fourth and a 0 elim sixth. So Shark playing phenomenally well, 375 points. He just beat out Blaha, the Pole, and Pix in second and third. The Poles are absolutely dominating right now. They're looking extremely good in trios and solos. So shout out to them as well. Then we had Frizzify in fourth. Now fifth, I'm not really sure who this is, and if you guys probably don't recognize a lot of the names at the top of the EU leaderboard, it's because EU was a cheater fest. I took this screenshot. This is about 3/4 of the way through the tournament, so with about 45 minutes left, this is what the top 8 looked like. Now, I've been told that a lot of people think 6th is legit. He's an ex-console pro, but the other 7 players, it was a rough day. I don't know why EU had so many cheaters. Maybe it's because there wasn't a break between opens and finals like there normally is. They move finals ahead by a day because we have groups starting today as of you guys watching this video. So it was pretty rough. I'm not going to lie. So again, shout out to Shark, shout out to Peterbot, any of the pros who did well in this format. It was cheater dodger. I'm not sure what Fortnite's going to do about it. And unfortunately, there are now rumors we have a very old cheat coming back to the game, and it's a DDoS cheat. I'm going to show you this clip from my watch party on stream, then explain exactly what happened here. No, not with that loot, man. Wait, everyone crashed. Wait, what's happening? Wait, no one's... What the f happened? No one's moving. Everyone's just dying in zone. No. And if you were on front side, you just got free placement. Wait, I'm suspicious of the one guy that's moving. Why is there one guy that can move? Why is this guy the only player that can move? Now, if you don't know what DDoSing is, it's a term used in hacking. There's a distributed denial of service, basically where you flood someone's internet with a whole bunch of signals to make it crash. Now, the weird thing about this though, is there was one player who wasn't crashing. Now, I made this tweet and pointed out that it was kind of suspicious there was one player for some reason that was unaffected while everyone else was affected, especially because the player wasn't really building behind them or doing anything as if they knew that no one could shoot them. Then on my tweet, a bunch of people started replying with clips that were extremely suspicious of this player's aim as well, and then now people are saying that they can deliberately crash servers, making everyone else lag out except for themselves. Now, this is terrifying. I really hope this isn't a thing. This has been a cheat in the past. I believed it was fixed or it was gone, but it's going to be a very scary issue for Epic to have to try to address. Hopefully it doesn't keep happening. This is the only time I saw it happen on EU and NA. It happened early on in the tournament EU, so I thought, oh, today is going to be a brutal day, but it didn't come back. So a little bit scared to see what this means, but in case you've been in a game and all of a sudden you've lagged out, everyone can't move, unfortunately, this might be what's happening. Now, it's worth mentioning a lot of players here did lose a bunch of points. I was watching Vico when that clip started because Vico was in first in that game. He started off with an insane performance to the Cash Cup, but after this game, it seems like this game just fully ruined his kind of momentum and he started to struggle. He had a mythic pump, mythic AR, 12 splash and a baseball bat, like perfect loadout. It's really unfortunate to see, but I want to let you guys know in case some of your games lag out in competitive or even pubs or ranked, this might be what's happening. Now, it isn't just about the solo Cash Cup. We have FNCS group stages beginning today. This is one of the most exciting rounds of FNCS, and unfortunately, I have some news to share. The NA groups have changed. EU groups haven't changed, but for whatever reason, despite Fortnite saying that if someone gets banned, they would take that person out and slot another person in, for whatever reason, Fortnite, I'm guessing, has banned someone before they've set the leaderboard, and now it's shifted the whole leaderboard, and the groups have changed. EU has stayed exactly the same, so my video covering EU is as correct as it could be. NA, completely different. The groups have now almost completely changed. Obviously, the player who got banned wasn't at the very top 5, so a lot of the top teams are staying in their group, but the rest of the group has changed. So I want to go through Group 1 today for NA, the round that's taking place today, because we have Group 1 of all the regions taking place today, but Group 2 and 3 don't take place like another 4 or 5 days. So I'll do another video covering what's going on with NA's Group 2 and 3, but I want to cover NA's Group 1 to give kind of an update on what's going on. So Pete, Ritual, and Cold are still in this group. One of the big teams to get added into this group that wasn't was Tyler, Curve, and Shadow. So I've got Pete, Ritual, and Cold as my #1 team in this group. Tyler, Curve, and Shadow looking really good at Uncontested Flooded Frogs. Chimp, Aviv, and Skittles over at Uncontested Outlaw looking really good as well. We have Bryce, G Money, and OSID down at Hopeful Heights. And then as far as the last team, I'm not entirely sure who I want to pick. Edgy, Chance, and Scare at Brutal Boxcars been looking really solid, but we now have Creon at Uncontested Pump Power. We have Joji at the Bridge, Golden at Kappa Kappa. We have Cease's team on the Mountain. We've got some really good teams in here, and we have some really big spawn fights. So Taki, Verd, and Ishu gone up against Shep's team over on the North split above Pump Power. That split is not very solid at all, especially for how good Taki's team is. I'm not sure why this team thought that was their best chance to do well in this group, but we'll have to see. We have Boone contesting Cyclops for Magic Mosses, which could be interesting to see if any of the teams nearby could get in and try to take the loot. If a team's conned, they're going to get the exotic, but they're probably going to go down with it very quickly. So Creon's team over at Pump Power, maybe even Jeff's team coming out of Uncontested Lone Wolf. So Skater, Asian Jeff, and Higher looking like an absolute favorite in this group. We could easily see Asian Jeff make it to Grands with this group and that drop spot. We have Psycho's team going up against Visuals at Foxy Floodgate. Again, a really good team in this group. Not sure why this team thought that was their easiest target. We have Havoc going up against Ray's team over at the Fields. We have a triple contested Mars Meadows. Zemo up against Nexi up against CR. So I guess one of those teams will probably try and take the South split and then maybe push it in third party. Mars Meadows is really good for Cease and Bryce's team nearby to be able to third party that. And then we have Oliver OG contested by Hazards over on the South split just south of Outlaw. So that's looking really good for Chimp to third party as well. But as you can see, Pete, Ritual, and Cold, Uncontested Crime City, probably going to open up with a first or second game win, and then Crime City will be open. So a lot of these teams that are contested right now, if it comes down to the last couple games, they're not going to get a top 5 on consistency. They're just going for a win. There's going to be a lot of good drop spots that open up because there's some great teams in here with great spots. You expect them to win one of the first few games, and you switch and take their drop. I don't normally talk too much about Reload, but we have the $500,000 Pro-Am LAN event coming up, and you guys have been asking me a bunch of questions. Aussie, who are you playing with? Who are the different teammates? What's the prize pool split? What's the format? And we don't know yet, but Fortnite have announced they're doing a live stream on the 15th at 8 p.m. ET. They're going to be live on the Twitch channel talking about all the teams. They're going to be doing announcements. It's going to be kind of like NFL draft style. They're going to be doing the format, the prize pool, all of that stuff. I'm actually doing an interview live on the stream as well. I will be live on my Twitch channel if you want to come along and watch, but I truly do not know who I'm playing with. I think some of the teams kind of make sense. They're already paired up. We have players like Gon Going and Flakes who both speak Portuguese, so I'm guessing they're going to be together. We have Podesai, and then we have Nikov, two French people. So outside of team pairings like that, most of us actually have no idea who we're playing with. They didn't even ask me for like a, hey, who are the 5 pros you think you want to play with? So they've said they're going to balance the teams based on vibes and who they think are fair teams, because there are some very big gaps in the skill of people who are going. You've got people like myself as a content creator going up against players like Typical Gamer and Somerset, who are Div 1 players. Typical Gamer is now in groups of FNCS. And then on the pro side of things, you've got players like Peterbot and then some of the pros who haven't made grand finals before. So there is a very big gap. So as far as seeing team balancing, it's going to be super interesting. I'm excited to figure out who I'm playing with. If you guys want to watch my stream, I will be doing a Twitch and YouTube stream of this to kind of find out who I'm playing with. I'm even getting interviewed afterwards, so should be a super fun time. But I also want to talk about the update that's coming out to Reload very soon. So Pro-Am is looking like it's pretty much also a bit of an advertisement of the Reload game mode. It's going to get a lot of eyes on, a lot of attention, because they have a new season coming out. It's coming out on the 15th of April. You've probably seen the map leaks. It is a chapter 2 version of the map. You can see Slurpee, you can see Steamy Stacks. It looks awesome. And now we're also getting some weapon leaks. So we have Lulo saying we're going to be getting combat shotguns, gatekeeper shotguns, dragon's breath shotguns. If you guys have been around for a minute, if you're an OG in the Aussie Antics army, you've seen my chapter 2 gameplay. I love me the Dragon's Breath shotgun, so I'm super excited for this one. They're also adding vehicles to the map. I have no idea how that's going to go in the Reload game mode, but on the 15th of April, new map, new season of Reload. I am incredibly excited to check it out. A lot of you guys have been stopping by, but in case you don't know, I'm now streaming almost every tournament live on my YouTube channel, so check out if I'm live or swing by my Twitch. I'll be live doing all the groups, and I'm even giving away V-Bucks after every single game. So come swing by. It's going to be a good time.